And we are live. This is Silences Compliance Voluntary Virtues Network Edition. I am your host, Anthony Antonello, broadcasting live from my home base here in Pittston, Pennsylvania, right on the border of FEMA Region 2 and 3. And today's date is July 8th, 2014, and it is getting dark outside as the world continues to spin, as the world goes round, as the world burns, so we can say. And we have plenty of stories that will explain that to you and show you where I'm coming from when I say things like that. And let's see, I know this first story here. I want to jump right into it because we got a little bit of a late start tonight, so I want to try to cover as much as we can. Whoa. Hang on. Sounded like
there's a hurricane outside, tornado or some shit.
We're live, and it sounds like a tornado is literally hitting my house.
It really is.
Hey, hang on.
You should see your flagpole swing, dude. Your flagpole.
Hang on. Here, take the mic. Start knocking that story. Sit in my seat, or wherever you want. That sounds like the roof got ripped out.
Yeah, go look at it. Sorry, guys, we're like right in the middle of a tornado as we're broadcasting.
It's gonna knock that pole right down.
I gotta go move my car. Just bear with us. We'll be right back. I gotta move my car so it doesn't get hit by your pole.
I'll get the pole. No, go ahead.
You got it?
It won't. Actually,
yeah,
back your car up.
Yeah.
Hang tight, people. We'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm soaked. Tony left the roof off his car, so he's soaked.
Let me catch my breath here. Oh.
Okay, so the first story that we have up tonight is New York police opened fire on a carjacking suspect on the Verrazano Bridge. And no one was hit, hurt, or injured, and the suspect escaped. So, these guys definitely need to go take a shooting course. I mean, it's no shocker that you're in New York City and they open a hail of bullets on this car and they don't hit the suspect, which is good for the suspect. So the article says a carjacking suspect who was fired on on the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority Police remains on the loose. Officers pulled over Tyree Brown, 25, near the toll booth of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge on Monday morning. According to the NYPD, a woman got out of the car and was arrested while Brown took off in a stolen 2006 Hummer. That's when two MTA bridge and tunnel officers followed and discharged their gun, firing 4 shots at the car. Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority Police are part of the MTA and patrol the 7 bridges run by the Mass Transit Authority. No one was hit or hurt. Brown reportedly continued until colliding with another vehicle on Highland Boulevard, where he ditched the vehicle and ran into the woods. So, not only are they overarmed, but they are also inept and incompetent. These are the people that you rely on when you call 911. The guy is right there in front of them, and they can't get him. So what if it was a situation where you needed them to get him? What if that was, the guy breaking into your house that wanted to murder you and your entire family, and they can't get the guy? So, don't know where Tony's at. I think maybe the wind carried him away. We have a tornado warning in our area, so we're kind of trying to deal with that right now. All right. He's coming. That's pretty intense.
All right.
So we have cops on the Verrazano Bridge opening fire on a
Did
suspect.
you tell them what just happened?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we literally just got hit with like a monsoon, and it seems to still be coming down. So if something else happens, hope you just understand that I might have to get up and move again. I'm literally soaked right now. But oh my God, yeah, it's coming down real bad. It was starting to blow things all over the yard. I mean, it almost like blew my lawnmower over. Like it's strong.
Well, I thought the flagpole was coming down.
That initial sound, I thought it ripped the roof off.
Yeah,
I thought it was just gonna open up on live air. My roof gone. All right. So where are we at? Are we? I want to talk about. Or did you start talking about that police?
Yeah, the police that opened fire and didn't hit anybody.
Yeah. And did you send me that story?
I did. Yes, it's the first in your.
All right. Let me see here. First one. All right. Here we go. And when Jeff told me this, it's to me it's just incredible. Okay. It's the hunt for carjacking, right? Wait. No.
Yeah. They were looking for a carjacking suspect.
A carjacking suspect who was fired upon by Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority Police remains on the loose. Officer pulled over Tyree Brown, 25. If Jeff read all this, it's fine. But I mean, you have here. They pulled this guy over, all right, and 25 near the toll booth of Verrazano Narrows Bridge on Monday morning, according to NYPD. A girl got out of the car and was arrested while Brown took off in a stolen 2006 Hummer. 2 MTA bridge and tunnel officers followed and discharged their guns and fired 4 shots at the car, reported the New York Post. Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authorities, let's see, no one was hit or hurt, all right? Now, I'm the one who's constantly calling out the police state for, killing innocent people and, not showing restraint when you have a mentally handicapped woman with a knife and four police, four guys in a costume that all shoot at the lady, 2 shots apiece, and the only thing that the chief of police was worried about in this particular incident is that one of the cops only fired 1 round, and he wanted to make it clear to everybody that the gun jammed, they were misfired, and it certainly wasn't because he, didn't feel the need to put an 8th round into her. It was that the gun malfunctioned, and he wanted to. That was like the biggest thing that he wanted to make clear to everybody, that there is not a chance that this cop, wasn't willing to put an 8th bullet into her. But so I call this stuff out all the time. So when I see a story like this, all right, now this is different, obviously. This is a guy who, I guess he carjacked this lady. He grabbed her car and threw her out of the car. So they probably asked the lady, "Hey, did you have any kids in the car?" I would hope, I would assume. I don't like assuming, but I would hope that would be the case. So this isn't one of those cases like that. And you see, we have a story for every one of these. Like, remember the lady in the van with the kids that pulled off? They started smashing the window with like little kids in the car, and as she pulled off, they unloaded their guns into a van full of kids. Now, I don't care what kind of criminal you think or what this lady, what they thought she was doing. You never just unload your vehicle into a van that there are multiple, let alone multiple children in, and they unload it into it. So this is a different story. This is a story that looks like a guy who initiated aggression. Okay, he stole somebody's property, was on the run, and this would be one of those instances where you'd say, hey, you know what? Yeah, if the cops were to do something, then it would be justified. It would be a good thing to stop this guy. And they all opened fire, and not only was nobody hurt, nobody was even hit. So I don't know how that works out, if it's if they're not that good of a shot, or what exactly it is. But I don't know. That's what it is. And then, just so you know, people, we have lightning striking all around us right now.
It's like a war zone. I keep waiting for the
power
roof to rip off.
The power, I just seen the power, flicker a little bit, and I'm looking at my security cameras, and I see lightning striking and things blowing around. So if something happens, if we go off the air or something, if you want to blame HARP, that's fine. But at least in this case, I wouldn't say it's the government that got us.
When I heard this story, the very first thing that I think of is that these are the guys. Like, everyone always thinks, okay, well, when the shit hits the fan, we're going to call the cops. Okay?
Right.
And you have cops now here that, they shot this guy's car. Not only did they not apprehend the suspect, they didn't even hit what they were shooting at.
Right.
And what if these were the guys that were supposed to come and protect your family?
Yeah. No, I know. And, well, this is the whole conversation, is that people, the cops are there to protect us. No, Warren versus D.C., where the Supreme Court ruled that the police have no obligation whatsoever to protect you at all. So, if that's what you're looking for, if you think that, the police are there to protect you, no. And you see, the way the argument gets twisted is that they're, law enforcers. So when somebody breaks the law, that's when they supposedly apprehend criminal. Well, they do, or and depending on what your term of a lie is and what's actually right and wrong, that's a whole different story. But what they do is they take that and they say, oh, we took a criminal off the streets, and by that standard, they say we're keeping you safe and we're protecting and serving you. But if there was somebody who was about to do something to you, and depending on the situation, how obvious, and I know there's no everything is gray, there's no black and white, but depending on the situation, the cop does not have to protect you. Now, if the person commits a crime and you're still alive, then yes, you know, okay, and they slashed you with a knife, then yeah, okay, they could get, because that person just committed a crime, and therefore will generate revenue for the state through all the processes of everything that's involved with the whole prison industrial complex. But let's see, I know there was, I mean, I know we have a bunch of things to talk about here other than this.
Oh yeah, the UN right now is pushing to have the situation at the border declared a refugee situation.
Right.
There's an article here that was in Washington, CBS Local, and it's from CBS DC. It says United Nations officials are pushing for many of the Central Americans fleeing to the U.S. to be treated as refugees displaced by armed conflict, a designation meant to increase pressure on the United States to accept tens of thousands of people currently ineligible for asylum.
And yeah, all right. So you want to explain to people what that means if that happens?
What else? What?
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, basically, you have to look at it like this, okay? I'm for open borders, but I'm for open borders with a touch of reason, where you cannot have a welfare state and then at the same time have open borders. It does not work that way.
Right.
Well, it's unsustainable. You can't do it.
And you know, I'm coming at it from and yeah, I'm with you there, but I can't stop thinking about this story, and just like everything else, you know, obviously I don't trust the mainstream media or the government, any of these people. The fact that they're saying it's a video blackout, right? And the way they're making this sound, as they're making it sound like there's just seas of people, like kids, you know,
kids,
what's that one biblical thing? Like, you know, the guy leading all the people.
Oh, Moses, Moses
through the desert, and they're making it sound like as far as the eye can see, just hordes, you know, millions of children.
Barack Obama's parting the sea.
Yeah.
Just parting the Rio Grande.
And I'm thinking to myself, logistically, they're saying that most of these kids are coming from Honduras, okay? And first, you'd have to cross countries, okay? And then mainly, you know, I don't even need to get into that detail, because they would have to walk from the southernmost part of Mexico all the way up, okay? You're talking like, it's the equivalent of walking from like Texas to Canada. And these are children and babies, they're saying, and it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, as these children are walking, I guess, you know, all of a sudden, I don't know if they Facebooked each other, you know, or they said, hey, today's the day we're going. We're gonna walk to America, the promised land. All right, here we go. And you have I heard 50,000 at one point. Okay, they said 50,000 children, and I looked it up. That statistic, they're really trying to spin this a lot, because that statistic that they're even using with 50,000 is how many people that have come and are coming from 2004 to present. All right,
you know, my next question
that's a decade. All right.
My next question with that would be, what is their definition? Because you know how politicians like to play with the whole definition of a definition. Right. So what exactly are they considering a child? I mean, is it like, you know, U.S. Democrat standards where, you know, 27 years old, and you're considered a child?
Yeah, right. That's a good point. Where is that clicking on here? Is that, are we having, we have a chat room going tonight? I'm trying to keep track
I
here.
do, yeah, but nobody's really.
No, I know, but I'm hearing something that sounds like that it would be a chat room. But all right, so I want to make this point here. As far as like the children, all right, and yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But this is what I'm talking about as far as the mainstream goes. Is they're saying all these children, babies, in some kids. So all these children decided all at once, you know, 50,000 of them is the numbers they put out there. to come to America, as far as the eye can see. Now, they're going to walk from, here comes a big one. I just see that. They're going to walk from Honduras to America, and I didn't see a picture of, 20 people or more. Yeah, I seen a cell with some people in it. I seen a couple pictures, but I didn't see a picture of a couple hundred, let alone a couple thousand, let alone 50,000. You're talking a lot of people, okay? 50,000 people, and like, wouldn't there be video? Wouldn't there be video saying, "Holy shit, there's 50,000 kids"? They're like, hey, guys, hey, where are you guys going? Like this is where I'm coming from, and I'm asking myself, like, really? They're selling this to the American people, and the American people that for the most part that I hear on on the propaganda stations, like they're totally buying into this, and they're thinking that every city in the country is going to just all of a sudden be flooded, like dropping leaflets from a plane, like kids are just going to be everywhere.
Well, and here's the thing is, I have a theory about the lack of media coverage and how they keep saying 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 kids.
Like,
is
really,
that
man?
I don't think it's kids.
I
honestly don't
right.
think it's children. I think it's
well, where's the proof? Where's the proof? You follow this more than I. Have you seen anything that other than a picture of a holding cell and 20 people in it? Like, where's the proof? Well, what have you seen that shows you that there's have you seen anything that you could conclusively say a couple hundred, even just a couple hundred? Have you seen a picture or video or anything like that?
I've seen a lot of photos of like Mart's buses packed with people.
Okay, you have seen a picture.
I've seen photos. Yeah, there's a couple of videos that are out that
Mart's buses. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
And supposedly those Mart's buses are taking illegal aliens to these holding areas on military installations. Now, from what I could see, it appears that most of these children are over the age of 50.
Okay. Let's see. Water crisis. And, all right, so you're saying Mart's buses. All right. Now here, all right, I pulled up a picture here. Okay, it could be, 30, 40 people in this picture. All right, here's a picture where it makes it look like a lot. All right, so, I mean, just with it, like anything, everything we hear is exaggerated to the point, and they do it for a reason. There's always a reason. So, okay, Mart's buses. So, let's go with this. We ask why or how. Who's paying for the Mart's buses? Is it the
It's the federal government.
So it's the taxpayers. Yeah. So all right, Mart's buses are leaving, and what are, like, logistically, legally? Okay, can Mart's just drive into Mexico, and are they not worried about being held? So this shows you then the government has to be behind it. Unless, are they straight up admitting that or no? They're not, right? They can't.
No, they are. They are. Yeah,
wait,
they are.
They're saying they are bringing the kids in.
Well,
the government.
Basically, what's happening right now is that there are people that are out in the areas between the United States and Mexico in the desert, and they're actively looking for Border Patrol agents. And Border Patrol agents are told not to turn them around, or to arrest them, or to deport them there, to take them to these holding areas. So right now, the Border Patrol agents aren't doing what their prescribed duty is.
So they're supposed to stop people from coming in.
Yes, and right now they're playing nanny. So right now they're making bottles for little babies.
Is what they're reporting.
That's what they're being.
Okay, so the government's admitting then that they're complicit in this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Barack Obama was on TV and said, if you're here with the child, we're not sending you home. I mean, this is
okay.
Our president created a humanitarian crisis.
And I'm trying to break it down like I always do. All right, Mart's. You said Mart's buses, okay, and whatever.
I think those buses are owned by the Department of Immigration.
Oh.
Yeah. They're not like contracted. That I know.
Okay, all right. Well, that would make it a little bit. I was going to come at it from that angle then. All right, so if they're getting bussed in by the government, that means the government is not only. It's not like they're just complying, like letting it go. They're
active participants.
They're active participants. They're making it happen. Like, dude, Honduras. I mean, they would have to walk all the way through Guatemala, and then. I mean,
it's a hell of a hike.
Listen,
dude.
Let's see here.
That's a hell of a hike.
I'm gonna pull. Let's see. I wonder if I can pull this up. Give me a second here. Go ahead, talk for a minute while I want to see how.
I mean, listen, our president created the humanitarian crisis. Well, the president of the United States of America.
Yeah.
He's not technically not my president.
I know, buddy. I know.
But yeah, I mean, this guy created a humanitarian crisis. I mean, this is a biblical. If it is as they are describing it on the mainstream media, this is a biblical exodus of human beings.
Okay, you ready? Oh wait, I gotta go a little bit lower. Hang on. I put Texas, but I guess I gotta be a little bit more accurate. Rather than Texas, I have to put. Let me find something. All right, Laredo. Perfect. That's where. Where did I just hear that? Is that what we're talking? Laredo. Did something just happen there? Laredo.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe with.
Houston was.
No, I know that Laredo. Maybe that's where a lot of this is going on. Yeah, I know. I typed it in somewhere. I remember. I know I did. Okay,
so what do you have as far as the distance?
It gave the distance to the middle of Texas, and I want to go to the border. I want to be accurate, but it was hilarious. I want to be accurate though. Give me a second. Honduras.
Well, why don't we include the distance to Massachusetts, because that's where they're flying. These people. And they're taking them from the border and putting them on flights and taking them to Seattle and taking them to Pittsburgh and taking them to Massachusetts.
Oh my God. All right.
And then they're telling them, hey, listen, here's a number. In a year, come back and we'll let you know if we're going to let you stay or not. But make sure you come back in a year.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You can't blame the.
Dude, I don't blame the people at all.
Well, okay, I wasn't even going to say that, but yeah, not at all. But what I was going to say was, you can't blame the quote-unquote conspiracy theorists for, talking about overwhelming the country. Obama talking about his national security force. I mean, you bring a bunch of, especially if they are kids, and you raise them. My God, you're gonna have your own army. At some point, if you want to do that.
Look at just in the last month what we talked about. We talked about activists in Detroit want the UN to come in Detroit because there's people in Detroit who can't pay their water bill, and now they're having their water turned off, so there's a water crisis in Detroit, and the people want the United Nations to come in with water trucks and render aid. Now you have this humanitarian crisis at the border, and the UN is like foaming at the mouth, trying to say we need these to be considered refugees so we can come in.
Speaking of foaming at the mouth, you just reminded me of a story I would like to squeeze in while we have time. But here, I got it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
This is to Laredo, and I think Pete Santilli's cover. I mean, maybe he's going to Laredo. Trust me, I promise you that Laredo was in something that I either talked about or covered in the last day or two. Because I'm not very familiar with Texas, but that popped right up, and it's in my. You see, this is a psychological thing where they throw so much at you, certain things stick. So Laredo, Texas. All right, you ready? Honduras to Laredo, Texas. Hop, skip, and a jump. All right. 1,919 miles. All right, is the one-way estimated. Estimated fuel cost. We have two different routes to take, and then the other one is 1,793 miles. All right, and that one is shorter, but it's actually longer in time. You're looking at a 35-hour and 44 minute. You're looking at like a 36-hour drive. That's not a stop, you know, not for gas and everything.
Yeah, but
So,
they're not. They're hoofing it.
Hang on. A 36-hour. Yeah, they're hoofing it. 36-hour drive. Okay, and I'm sure that's figured at around what, 50 or 60 miles an hour. So they could be hoofing it all they want. I don't think they're going to be hoofing it at 50, 60 miles an hour. So when did they leave? You know, like last year? Dude,
Yeah.
you're talking 36 hours. You're talking a day and a half to walk. No, I'm sorry. To drive. A day and a half to drive there. Okay? And all of a sudden you have 50,000 kids. Hey,
Listen, did you ever try to get
Hey,
a kid to
guys.
walk around the supermarket? Have you ever had to try to get a kid to walk around a supermarket?
Yeah.
Let alone 2,000 miles.
2,000 miles. It's 2,000 miles. Unbelievable. 36. And I wish I could calculate this into walking, like how many hours it would take to walk.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of app to say,
Yeah.
you know, like
Google Maps.
if I could, you know, all right, this is how long it takes to drive. How long would it take to walk?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
I got it. I'll tell you here in just 1 second.
All right, awesome. So 2,000. Figure out how long it would take to walk 2,000 miles. You know, have your average pace of what, maybe 10 minute a mile or something like that. Because I know they're not doing no 4-minute miles for 2,000 miles. Oh my God. So the other story, while you're looking that up, if I'm going to have time to get into it, is there was a video that came out, and this really shows you, man, if you were to put Nazi uniforms on the police, you would think you went back in time. All right. There's this story here. Veteran arrested at gunpoint for open carrying. Okay, and this video, I'm gonna send it to you right now, Jeff. Check it out when you get a chance. This video shows this guy and the way he's treated, and it shows this girl, this monster of a girl. You see her holding a shotgun, right, with all the shotgun shells on the side, like literally almost like foaming at the mouth, just dying to shoot this guy. Like, I mean, in my opinion, it looks like she would love it. Like, the guy says something, and, he was asking for badge names and numbers, and he was able to see her name, I guess. And you know what her response was? Oh, great, you can actually read, or something like that. And he said, you know, that was a very rude remark. And you see her standing there. Look at this, Jeff. Like, and when you watch this video, you know, like, she's like ready to go, like fucking G.I. Jane, you know, like foaming at the mouth. I mean, rabid. And they harassed this guy, and he put the weapon down. I mean, he's lucky they didn't shoot him. I'm surprised they didn't, honestly. And what happened was he wanted to leave. So they wanted his information. He said, you know, what crime did I commit? And he stood his ground, and eventually he was getting ready to leave. They took all the bullets out of his magazine. They put everything on the ground. He went, he got it. And then I'm like, wow, he's actually getting out of there. And then I guess he didn't get one of the cops' information. And he's like, oh, I didn't get so-and-so's information. I'm thinking, oh, my God, he's going back in there. And he did. And then so he's going back in there with the weapon again. And I'm like, oh, this guy's dead for sure. And that should tell you how bad things have gotten. They were thinking this way, but it's the truth. So he walks in there, and they start yelling at him. They don't want you in here. I guess it was private property. They didn't tell him that before, as far as they don't want you in here. And he said, okay. He said, I'm leaving. I'm trying to go. And they're like, do not come down this way. He said, fine. So he turned around, and he started walking the other way. And they're like, don't go that way. And he's like, but I need to get to my car. And within like 2 seconds, they're like, get down on the ground, get down on the ground, hit on your head. And they arrested the They arrested the dude at gunpoint for not doing anything wrong. They already had the confrontation with him. And the guy even said, you know, as of right this second, you know, you are going. But if things escalate from here on, just know that it will be handled differently. It was almost like they warned him that we're dying to kill you. And actually, we're probably going to kill you. You know, and if you get out of here alive, you're going to be very, very lucky. And they ended up arresting him for nothing. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But it's on the Rundown. It's on the Rundown Live's website. You need to check that out. Mickey O'Tallen did that story. He does a lot of good stories. But
it would take 21 days or 500 hours if you walked non-stop, didn't stop to use the bathroom, didn't stop to eat, didn't stop to sleep. So 500 hours is the answer to how long.
3 weeks, non-stop walking. 21
Non-stop
days.
walking. You could not stop, not for a second.
Okay, so you add in, stopping. Oh, okay.
And the fact that they're little kids.
Right. And
You know?
and sleeping. Okay, sleeping right there, you almost have to double the time.
Yeah.
And stopping, to eat, to use the bathroom, whatever. I mean, you're looking at like 2.5, 3 months.
Easy.
And all of a sudden, 50,000 kids show up at the border.
Yeah.
All at once. Come on, guys.
yeah. It's like the old cartoons. They all have the stick with the little handkerchief sack tied on the back, slung over their shoulder.
And that's all we have for tonight, as our heads are on the verge of exploding, as the nation implodes and devolves into this police state, freedom-hating, America, that seem to care about anything and everything except what's important, that being individual liberty, freedom, and all the things that you would think a human being would want and respect and try to get. But it seems like this is the first generation in history to become slaves willfully. Like, to just say, you know what, we don't want freedom anymore. We can't handle it. And it really is depressing. And I don't want to end on a depressing note, but I mean, the facts are the facts. And yeah, all right, there's plenty of us that are waking up and fighting the system the best we can. But man, it is not easy. We're getting hit with these stories every single day. There is not a moment's rest. But make sure you continue to follow us. We're doing the best we can. We have a lot of good stuff coming. I have a big news that I'll be breaking this week sometime, one way or another, depending on the way it goes. But make sure you stay in touch. Go to anthonyanthonell.com, sign up for email updates. You'll be able to find out about all the shows. Tomorrow night, FPRN Radio, go there. Sunday night, Liberty Chat. And Adam versus the Man. Make sure you check out his new book that's been released. That's a game changer. You want to wake people up. Thanks to Mike Shanklin, who I believe is up next. Make sure you stick around for him. Voluntary Virtues Network right here. And that's all we have for tonight. Jeff, anything else, brother?
Tomorrow night, FPRN, 7
guys.
p.m. Phone lines will be open.
All right. Thanks for listening. Anthony Antonello, and I am out.